I wondered, at the same time I opened my mouth to reply, whether I should pretend to recognize this dark-haired woman of middle years, still slender, but with a sturdiness that suggested she was no delicate society matron. A much younger woman accompanied her, someone about my own age. She was a plain, auburn-haired individual who also struck no chord in my memory. Before I could force out a word, the elder of the pair widened her smile and broke out into laughter. "Yes, that's right, my dear, I know who you are. I'm afraid I do have an advantage over you. But not for long, I assure you." Her companion said nothing, but merely watched us with solemn hazel eyes. Before any further words could pass between us, we were swept through Vinland's front door along with the others, into the dark paneled hall adorned with moldings whose geometric designs I guessed to be Norwegian in origin. While the others proceeded along the corridor and through a wide doorway into the dining room, the three of us paused beside the staircase. 3 tiers of stained glass windows at the half landing sent a mosaic of colored light cascading down on us. I glanced up, making out the forms of Norse gods and goddesses immortalized in the glass. The elder of the 2 women gave my hand a firm shake. "Mrs. Andrews, do forgive my having taken you off guard. I am Amity Carter. Miss Amity Carter." She emphasized this with a note of unmistakable pride. Her voice also conveyed that I should now understand everything. I did not. She gestured to her companion. "This is my niece, Zinnia Lewis. We are lately come from Florida." Amity Carter. Should that name have meant something to me? It failed to, as did the name Zinnia Lewis. Once again, I felt at a great disadvantage. "My dear, I own the property adjoining yours on Ocean Avenue. I thought you knew." Once again, she had rendered me speechless. I shook my head. "But the records state the property is owned by one Cecil Brierton." "Yes, my uncle, my mother's brother. He passed away at the beginning of the summer and left the property to me. He died childless, you see, and he and I were quite close." "I see," I replied rather stupidly, and blinked. Miss Lewis offered me an almost apologetic smile, but I barely noticed as my mind raced ahead. Cecil Brierton had never built on the parcel. Indeed, had shown little interest in it for as long as I could remember. How would this sudden development affect my husband's and my quest to purchase the property, where we wished to build a new home for ourselves? The house we currently lived in, Gull Manor, which I had owned for nearly a decade, would become a school for girls. At least, that had been our plan. Would Amity Carter wish to retain the property, perhaps build a summer cottage for herself? Then a different question had me frowning in puzzlement. "How did you know me?" Before replying, she turned to her niece. "Zinnia, be a dear. Go in and find our seats, and I'll be along in a moment." "All right." Miss Lewis spared me another slight, ambiguous smile, reminding me of the pictures of the Mona Lisa I had seen in books. "Lovely to meet you, Mrs. Andrews." "Likewise, I'm sure." She scurried off, her simple straw sun hat paling beside the silk, taffeta, tulle, and jewel-adorned chapeau of the other ladies streaming into the dining room. She seemed a plain little sparrow lost among a bevy of exotic birds. But speaking of which, I suddenly realized something. Or the lack of something. Apparently, the guests either had been asked not to wear hats decorated with feathers, or they had deduced for themselves that displaying the plumage of rare birds at a fundraising luncheon to benefit the Audubon Society would be in bad taste. I turned back to find Miss Carter grinning at me, her own hat lined in gray-blue silk to match her ensemble. "My dear, it seems everyone in this town knows who you are. It's not every city in America that can boast a lady journalist." She tittered. "But the other day I happened to pass you on the street while driving with Miss Twombly in her carriage, and she pointed you out to me." I didn't know I caused such a stir.